Hello, this is a Cobra M46B, which is an 18-inch petrol rotary mower, and this is how it arrives. So what we're going to do is take it out the cardboard box, get it onto the bench, and I'm going to show you how easy and fast it is to get it ready so you can start mowing your lawns. So here it is, all unpacked, everything you need to be able to start mowing. So we've got the grass collection bag, we've got all the instructions, the owner's manual there, and the engine manual, and a spark plug socket for when you need that, and then the mower. And it only needs minimal assembly with this one. It's basically the handlebars that we've got to put into position and bolt them on. So a couple of things we need to do to start with. We are going to attach them to these sticky up brackets just here, and these have already got the nuts and bolts in, which are just finger tight. So what we need to do is first of all take those off. So it's a nut and a bolt with a flat and a split washer there, so there's two on each side. So we're just going to take those off and then repeat on this side. Okay, and then we've also got two protective plastic caps on the end of the handlebar that's just put in to stop anything scratching in transit. So we just need to pull those off so that we can assemble it. All you need to put this together is a 13mm spanner just to retighten these nuts and bolts. So you do need a spanner. So we just need to lift this into position. Okay, so that just folds over and lifts out there like that. So the idea is this will fit into there like that. Now if there's two of you, you can get somebody to hold it, but if not, I find the easiest way to do it is to just make an A-shape frame like this. Just slide that to there so I can put that into position. And we need to put these on the outsides. They fit in there, as you can see, like that. And it's just a case of lining them up so we've got these square holes, and then we put the bolt through from the inside and just twist it round, and so it locks into position. So I'm going to pop both of those through to locate, and then just, you can see that fits really tightly because the square locks into the hole. So it's a flat washer first, followed by a little split washer, and then we can put our hexagonal nut on there. So do it nice and finger tight to start with. Repeat at this side, flat washer, spring washer, and our nut. And then all we need to do is to get our 13mm spanner and just tighten those up. And the idea of the little spring washer is it stops the nut from vibrating off when we're using the mower. So it really is very, very simple. It only takes just a couple of minutes to do this. There we go. And then we're just going to repeat that process on the other side. Flat washer, spring washer, and a nut. And then just tighten everything up again so that the handlebars nice and secure. So there we go, that's all done. So we can now put the spanner away, and then simply what we do is we lift up this top part of the handlebar, making sure we don't trap any cable at all. This is the cable there, and then it's just a case of locking that into position with these levers, so they just push up and lock into place. Of course, when you want to store this or put it into a shed, you can release these and fold this handlebar down so it takes up less space. And that is it, that's the assembly, except for this last one thing here, which is a cable clip. That just stops this cable from flapping around. So I'm just going to slide that over the cable like that, and then it will clip onto the handlebar and it holds it nice and neatly in place. So the only thing we need to do now before we start to mow is to put some fuel in it, and then we need to put oil in there. The oil is provided with the mower, so we'll start with the petrol. And with the introduction of the new E10 petrol, it's really important that you use fresh petrol and don't leave it in the tank too long. And you can get a fuel stabilizer as well, just to make sure your mower runs nice and smoothly. So we just take off the petrol cap, and nice, clean, fresh petrol into there really is important. Okay, so petrol, and then we can pop the lid back on there, and then we need to put some oil in. Now the mower comes with a bottle of oil. The bottle holds 0.6 of a litre, but this Briggs & Stratton engine only needs 440 millilitres, so we've got too much oil here. So it's important that you don't put too much in the engine because that can cause damage. So we're going to check it regularly with a dipstick as we add it. So we're just going to take off the dipstick there, and then we can add the oil. It has got a side there that we can see through, so we can gauge roughly how much oil we need to put in, but we are going to check this a few times with the dipstick. So what we're going to do is just wipe the dipstick first in case there's any residue of oil on there from the factory. Put it back in, lock it into position so that it's down in the sump, and then take it out. Now this is quite difficult to see because it's new clear oil, but it's on the hatching just there on the bottom of the dipstick. Ideally it needs to be to the top, to this point here where there's a little hole, so it's going to need just a little bit more oil in there, but not too much. Just let that settle for a little while to get down into the sump. Wipe our dipstick. It is really important that you do get this right. If you get the oil right, the engine will run so much smoother. Dip it in again. So if I try that again, and I can see now if I hold that, the oil is right to the top of the hatching where that second little hole is there. So that is absolutely perfect. So that can now be put back on and tightened. So the engine is now ready to start, so we'll take it over to the lawn. First thing I want to do is to put on the grass collection box, and this simply hooks on the back of the mower. So there's a flap at the back that we lift up, and then it hooks on to position like that, and then we put the flap down, that holds it securely in place. So that is ready for cutting and collecting the grass. We need to also pull out the recoil. And what we don't want to be doing is bending down to start the engine. So what we need to do that is just pull in this lever here, and then just pull it very gently. We're not trying to start the engine at this stage, so just pull it and you'll get a bit of tension, and pull it out so that you can curl it round this little lever just here. So that will hold it in position. So what it means in the future is when you want to start the mower, instead of bending down to pull it, you can do it from a standing position like that. Just makes it much easier. And then on this side here, we've got the adjuster to raise and lower the cutting deck. Now, when you buy it and get it out of the box, it's always going to be on the lowest setting. We don't want to start the mower with the blades turning because that's going to scuff the grass. So what we always do is lift the mower so that we've got some fresh air there below. We can start the mower and then we can adjust it down to the height of cut that we want. There's no choke on this, but what there is a primer here. So when the engine is cold, we need to push this primer 3 times, and that just pumps a little bit of the petrol through into the carburettor. And then to start it is very simple. We've got this lever here. We have to have this lever pulled back to the handlebar to start it before the engine will actually fire. And when we want to stop the engine, we just simply release it like that. There's no throttle, it's a fixed speed on this. So I'm going to pull it in. Now bear in mind that when you get your mower out for the first time, it might take 2 or 3 pulls. So we'll see how we go with this one. So there you have it. This is the Cobra M46B 18-inch petrol mower. It's a great little mower, very easy to get ready for mowing, so enjoy it when using it around the garden.
Remember to register your Cobra online at www.cobragarden.co.uk. Always have your Cobra serviced regularly. Check the website for your nearest dealer.